Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we're going to be doing a bit of a rapid fire news session of the Milwaukee Brewers in the past few days, as there has been some news coming out of camp and other players joining the roster ahead of spring training. I apologize for the darkness out here. I don't really have the greatest lighting situation, and it is getting dark after I'm recording this, so I apologize for that in advance. But the first news is the arbitration case with Corbin Burnes ended in favor of the Milwaukee Brewers, where there was a difference in about $740,000 between what Burnes wanted and the Brewers wanted. And Burnes is not happy with the way the Brewers specifically handled and said things during the arbitration case. And he's not mad necessarily about losing it, but what the organization said about him. Let's see, where was it I said? I remember one thing that was said, that the Brewers said that Burnes does not deserve a raise because his poor performance led to the team not making the playoffs. Right here. That is absolutely absurd because Burnes was one of the reasons we were close to begin with last season. It is not his fault that you decided to trade away Josh Hader, ruined the chemistry of the club, and made the bullpen blow things as well. It's just like, if that is seriously the way you're treating your best player, putting the blame on him for your mistakes as an organization, that is not okay. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the next year or two that Burnes is traded and wants to be traded. And it's just insane because he's going to be a free agent after 2024, and if the Brewers suck this year, you might see Burnes moved at the trade deadline. It's just very, very upsetting. Burnes, I love you, man. It is not your fault. I think that you're an incredible player, and I want to see you in Brewers uniform as long as I can. But if they treat you like this, I don't blame you for wanting out. So that's the first kind of big news, is if the Brewers made their best pitcher mad. Second, we signed Justin Wilson, a left-handed reliever, to a one-year deal, which is interesting. It includes a club option for 2024. But the thing is, though, like, Wilson is not expected to be with the Brewers until July because he's recovering from Tommy John surgery. But he is a very solid relief pitcher. He has 11-year career, 7 different teams, very solid player. A 3.41 ERA, a 120 ERA plus, which is really, really good. 27.5 strikeout rate, incredible. And it's just, I do think it is a solid signing for the bullpen. It's just a shame that he is injured to start the year, but nothing we can do about that. But overall, I do think it is a plus addition to this team when he comes back healthy. And some bad news, as we have lost both Aaron Ashby and Jason Alexander, two guys who ate up a lot of innings last year and planning to compete for the 5th spot and bullpen relief, are out for a while. Aaron Ashby will be diagnosed with shoulder inflammation, be out a couple months. Was going to compete for bullpen, number 5 starter. And early April is going to be later, so might be May when he returns, which is kind of not good. And with anything related to the shoulder with a pitcher, you are taking your time because you do not want to burn him out at all. I want him to get better because he is a promising prospect. So, and Jason Alexander, he's also dealing with the same thing, shoulder inflammation, and he's going to miss about a month of the season, which sucks. So that means Adrian Hauser and Wade Miley are now competing for that 5th rotation spot / bullpen. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Hopefully these guys make quick and fast recoveries. And the last bit of interesting news is a couple guys the Brewers have signed minor league deals who could potentially make the roster, including Luke Voit and Tyler Naquin, which I like the signing of Luke Voit because Luke Voit can be a really good platoon hitter. He hit .226 with 22 homers and 69 RBIs with the Padres and Nationals last year. And that's kind of like around where Rowdy was at, with obviously less home runs, but around the same batting average that Rowdy had. And being a right-hander, as pointed out in his article by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, he could be a really good platoon option against right-handed hitters, which I will not be surprised if he is on the opening day roster as a platoon first baseman or DH, because he's a good hitter. And that means Keston Hiura might not make the team at all. So it'll be interesting to see how Luke Voit does. I really do like Luke Voit as a power bat. And then another guy we signed was left-hander Tyler Naquin, who is a different option right fielder. 32, hit 229, 11 homers, 46 RBIs for the Reds and Mets last year. A little less exciting than Voit, but still a good depth guy to have. Have him in the minors. Call up if they want. So, especially if guys get hurt. So, a very interesting couple of pickups for the Brewers and Luke Voit. I'm actually thinking Voit is going to be over Keston Hiura in the depth chart and make the opening day roster, which would be really good because he can hit home runs, especially in Miller Park. Well, that is all the news and notes that I have for the Brewers right now. Spring training is just around the corner, which I think the Brewers' first spring training game, let me check on my little phone here, is three days away. We're in spring training already, getting ready for the regular season when the Brewers take on the Dodgers. I'm very, very excited to see all of our young talent showcase. And if anything special happens, I'll keep you guys notified on the channel. And then I'll see you again very, very soon. Ciao.